Well, welcome everybody to the Talk of the Devil Racing League Award Ceremony. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. With me this evening is my co-commentator for this past season, and it's Mr. Fraser McKenzie. Good evening, Fraser.
Good evening, Matt. How are you this fine evening?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, words don't describe how excited I am for this. 20 action-packed races, and now we get a chance to reflect on the action-packed races. Sorry, what was that? Right, so yeah, like I say, Matt, 20 action-packed races, and we get to reflect on that tonight with deciding who is the best of the best in these awards. I mean, what an amazing season it's been. Have you got any highlights for this season, Matt?
Too many really to choose from. I mean, there's been some brilliant races all the way through. Some fantastic battles, some great drives from people all the way through the season, really. How about you?
Yeah, there are definitely a few highlights, but for me, one that does stand out for me has got to be Mike with his dominant performance in Austria, which might feature in one of our awards later on this evening.
Yes, and also as well, my standout moment for me was the race back in Spa. Matt Barraclough and Mike, fantastic battles, overtaking each other 2 or 3 times a lap, every single lap. It was absolutely brilliant race all the way through.
And those are the sort of moments that you live for as an F1 fan.
You do indeed. So like you said, we had an amazing Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship. Just to run through with everyone quickly, the top 3 were as follows in ascending order. Third in the championship was Stephen. He had 3 wins, 9 podium finishes in total, and he finished with 211 points. Then we had Matt Ashman, finished in second with also 3 wins. He finished still on the podium 12 times, and he scored 231 points. But our first ever Talk of the Devil world champion this season is Mr. Callum Harrod. He had 6 wins, 14 podium finishes in total, and 336 points to his name. That is very, very impressive season.
Indeed, and it was also a very exciting battle in the Constructors' Championship. In third place, we had Red Bull, and they had some stellar performances, primarily from Gary Braddon and Mike Malis. Hopefully we get Mike back on board for season 2. And like I said, Mike with his incredible performance in Austria for his first race at Red Bull. Second, we had Ferrari, who managed to secure that second place after what happened prior to the race starting in Abu Dhabi. They couldn't get outscored at that point, but some outstanding performances, including Gary's dominant performance in Singapore, lapping everybody else and winning from pole position. Another fantastic highlight from this season. But first place and our inaugural Talk of the Devil Constructors Champions are, of course, Mercedes. A consistent season all round, consisting of a lineup of our Drivers' Champion Callum Harrod, Stephen Harrison, who transferred from Ferrari, taking the place of Joe Allen, who transferred to Force India, now Racing Point, but we'll get more onto that shortly. But congratulations to Callum Harrod and the Mercedes team on a fantastic first season. And talking of our champion, Callum, I believe we have got a little surprise for you.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a little chat with everyone. So firstly, I just wanted to thank all the drivers that have been part of Talk of the Devil. You do?
Yeah.
We do indeed, Mr. Callum Harrod.
The fuck's this come from?
And well, as I say that, we have a message through from race control there. Matt's not happy about Ben blocking Matt on his flying lap, and Callum! Callum has just solid position for highlights! And away we go for what appears to be the formation lap strike. They're actually away for the race! Here we go! This is going to be absolutely brilliant! Callum into the first corner with ease! Rick and Ricky with a collision on there. Jamie ended up with the collision and there's contact! Looking okay so far. Comes across the line and he's done it!
Wow, cheers for that. That was unexpected. So yeah, firstly, I just wanted to thank all the drivers that have been part of the Talk of the Devil this season, and the reserves that have stepped up when needed. You know, we couldn't have a league without you guys, so I do appreciate you all turning up. Matt and Fraser for streaming and giving us great commentary on the races throughout the season. You know, they've been instrumental in helping the league grow. I want to thank all the admin staff for not only sort of helping me get this league up and running in the first place, but helping me run it week in, week out. You know, they've been brilliant. So it's been a great season of racing. There's been great battling, some great overtakes, some big crashes, and really good rivalries. You know, and the league has come so far since Australia, but we aim to keep on improving, keep on expanding. You know, this season we've seen some real improvements in certain drivers and some very interesting transfers, making it competitive all the way through the field. There's some more driver transfers happening this window, but I'll announce them. Well, the commentators will announce them later on. And we've got some more managers coming into the league with season 2. So that, coupled with the new driver lineups that we have, could make season 2 a really, really interesting season. You know, and talking of season 2, we got plenty to look forward to. You know, there's a few new rules that are coming, some new drivers. It's a new game. You're gonna have people in new teams. We got some new leagues coming up. So yeah, it's gonna be brilliant. You know, you got reserve drivers stepping up into full-time seats. Some new managers coming on board. So yeah, it could be really, really good for season 2. So for season 2, Talk of the Devil have partnered up with Extreme One Racing League. This league is primarily run by Caesar and will be the Talk of the Devil Equal Performance League. So the general conduct will still be the same as Talk of the Devil, but as previously mentioned, they'll be using the equal car performance to sort of separate the driving ability from the car itself. They'll have full qualifying sessions, but with a 50% race length. That's on a Sunday at 5 p.m. UK time. So as a Talk of the Devil owner, I'm... Alright, let's do it. So yeah, we'll have a video now for Extreme One, just to show you what they're about. So, as a Talk of the Devil owner, I'm really happy that, you know, Caesar and Extreme One have come on board as part of the Talk of the Devil brand, helping us expand. Matt Ashman did a great job getting a partnership off the ground in the first place, and it's been a pleasure to work closely with Caesar over the last couple of weeks with plans moving forward. He's already been a massive help. So Caesar will be running the Extreme One Equal Performance League, but with the help of the Talk of the Devil admins, and likewise, we will be adding Caesar to the Talk of the Devil admin staff to help us continue moving forward. So all drivers, whether that be Academy League drivers or full-time drivers from the Talk of the Devil League, can participate in the Extreme One League alongside also competing in one of the Talk of the Devil Leagues. So with the Talk of the Devil Leagues, we do actually have a new league being part of the Talk of the Devil now, which is the Academy League. So that'll be coming in for season 2, and this league is open to all reserve drivers, so they can try and force their way into the main league. and show that they're sort of a standout performer within the Academy League. So there'll be a reserve driver race next weekend, so that the managers can see what drivers they want for their academy. Once a driver has been selected into an academy, they will be added into a team chat with the manager and the drivers from the Talk of the Devil proper league. Each academy team will have a few drivers, meaning rather than a driver being placed in the McLaren Academy, for example, and only being able to go into the McLaren, it will work in such a way that the manager will create a livery for their academy. So it's easy to sort of keep track on what drivers are in what academy. So this means that all the academy drivers are not only sort of battling with the Talk of the Devil drivers to try and take their seat, but are also battling with everybody else within their academy to see who the manager promotes into the Talk of the Devil League proper. So each manager will have the chance to promote an academy driver during transfer windows as well. So it's not just people from Talk of the Devil that will necessarily stay in it. Some of the academy drivers could come up if the manager feels that they need to come up, basically. So next Saturday is the race for all reserve drivers to sort of see what they're made of, so the managers can choose what drivers they want to put in their academy for the start of season 2. Now, going into season 2, we also have a brand new website which will be up and running, and we'll post a link to it shortly. So I'll just pass it over to Caesar, and he can sort of fill you in more about the new website.
Okay, thanks, Callum. We're very excited for this partnership. We're really excited for this, and well, I'll show you how the website will work. So you just get to the TOTD racing.com website, and you'll get some new stuff. So okay, it pops up here where it says Season 1 Awards. Here it's going to be a timer for the next event, a timer according to your time zone. So there will be no problems about time zones right now, right from now. And here they're going to be the event name that's going to be in this clock, in this countdown. Okay, so right now in homepage you got the logos, you got the 3 different leagues that are here. It's Talk of Devil. If you click here, it will get you to the Facebook of Talk of Devil. If you click here, you get to the Extreme One Racing League, and if you click here, it gets you to the Talk of the Devil too. We have race recaps too, so this is a test up. You click there, you can see all the race recap written by Matt Ashman, or anyone that want to write a race recap, and you can commentate here if you have an account with us. So you got back to home. As I was telling you, can sign up with us with your Facebook account. So you can just put there, and then you can now write a comment with your Facebook account right here. Okay, what else we have is we have a who we are tab, a little bit of the league. Click here to join us. It gets you to the Facebook page. This is for new people. You got a new season calendar. So here, if you click to an event, it shows you the description. You can add this. You can copy this to your Google Calendar. So Google or Assist or anything gives you a reminder for it. For any, we have the Torque of the Devil races and Extreme One Racing League races in the same calendar, so people won't get a problem. The races are on the time zone GMT +1, that's the UK time zones. We also have the rules and regulations. We have a new complaint system. So this new complaint system, if you got a problem with someone of conduct or something, or you want to report something, it's more like a whistleblower procedure. You just write here a name, your message, and only the admins will get the info, and they will treat it confidentially. So this is really good. So if you have any problem with someone and you feel like you be downgrade or something, you can use this tool to let the admins know. Here we have all the rules and regulations, so you can get to them. Race incidents. So there's a new way to report race incidents. We are going to starting season 2. We're going to use this system. Report the race incident. If so, when the race finishes, you just go to the website, click here, and you'll get to the race incident form. You just put info. Okay. You put your info here. You choose the race you want to report the incident. You describe the situation. You get damaged or not. You lost the position or not, and you attach the video. You can attach up to 10 gigabytes of video, so it's a lot. You can attach different videos for it. So okay, this is going to be, and the admins are going to get all this info. Apart from that, we got the standings. So they're going to be updated each race, penalty points, season results, every standings. This is our just for showing, and we have a new team tab. So if you go to this website, you can see the name of the team, the 2 drivers, the team manager, and a short bio for these 2 drivers. This short bio, we're going to need all the drivers to fill it. We're going to send you a form via the Facebook chat, and then you're going we're going to need you to fill it for us, so we can put all this info here in the team tab. So it will also have a tab for the reserve drivers, so it will be really cool. Talk of the Devil on demand. You can get to Twitch, just to official Twitch account by clicking here, and you can get to the official YouTube account for Talk of the Devil, and you can here you're going to see some of the videos. We also have forums, so people can publish everything they want here according to the regulations, obviously. But you can discuss F1 2019 setups. You can discuss any team about Talk of the Devil or Stream 1 Racing League or the Academy League. So feel free to put anything here. And we are developing a new tool, that's the driver profile. The driver profile, this is me and my wife. You're going to put here your info, and we're going to make this is under construction still. My team tab. My team tab. What's going to have in there? It's statistics of your team. What I mean about that is if you get first, if your team was if you were P1 and P2 in the first race, it's going to show you a graphic of the development of your team. So this is still under construction, but well, that's how it's going to happen. And we have the donate page here. This here, as you guys know, we need to keep this website running, and it costs money. So we're going to put a goal. This is not the goal. The goal is like $10 or something, $10 US, and the days left to complete that goal, $10 monthly or something like that. So if you want to donate, you can donate here via PayPal. And I think that's all about the website, guys.
Oh, ideal. Thank you for that. Looks amazing. Can't wait for it to be put into motion next week. Looking really good.
Yeah, it's really.
So yeah,
really
thank you for that, mate. And I'll now pass you over to our commentators, who will go over the lineup, the driver lineup for season 2. But firstly, we do have 2 reserve drivers that are stepping up into full-time seats. There are 2 new drivers coming into full-time seats this year, which is Kyle Keegan and Jorge Simone. So I want to wish them all the best for the new season, and I want to wish every single driver that we have in this league all the best for the following season, as long as you don't beat me. So I'll now hand over to the commentators to go over the transfer.
Oh, fantastic! That was great, Callum. Yes.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Matt. But anyway, so here we go. Time to find out who's going to be racing where this season. So let's start off with Williams, and firstly we've got Willem, who is going to be starting his first full season in this league after a fantastic performance as a reserve driver throughout the second half of last season as well, and Jorge, who has come in to fill the empty seat left at Williams at the end of last season.
Moving on to Alfa Romeo, the old Sauber team, of course. The drivers for season 2 will be Devon, again starting his first full season this year, and the other driver will be Hussein, who has moved here from McLaren.
So good to have Alfa Romeo back in Formula One. Next up, we've got the junior team of Red Bull, Toro Rosso, who are managed by Scott Larvin, and the driver lineup will have Jamie and Lee moving from Haas and filling in the empty seat left by Joe, who unfortunately had to leave the racing side of things, but has assured us he will still be involved on the admin side of running the league. So good to have you still on board with the admin side of things, Joe.
Indeed it is. And next we move on to McLaren. So they will have a driver lineup of Luke, moving over from the Renault team, and then our second reserve driver also stepping up, Kyle.
Fantastic. And we've got an all-new driver lineup for the Haas team for Season 2, and it will be Jimmy, who moved from Renault, and Gareth, who also had some incredible performances with the teams he took part in, who he was with throughout last season.
Moving on to Ferrari. This season they're going to have the same driver lineup that they finished last season with. So that's Matt Ashman and Gary Braddon.
Indeed. And on to our third place constructors finishers, the Red Bull team. They'll be keeping Panagiotis, who had a fine end to last season, and he will be teammates with Kieran, who showed throughout last season he deserved a top drive seat.
Indeed he did. Good performances from Kieran there toward the end of last season. Moving on to Renault. This season their drivers will be Dean, who has moved over from Haas, and also Chris, who has moved from Red Bull. Now that, I think, is going to be a great team and definitely one to look out for.
Indeed, potentially a dark horse candidates for this season. Who knows? Our penultimate team is going to be the former Force India team, now known as Racing Point. And they are another team that have an all-new driver lineup, with Joe being unable to race. But again, like I said, he's going to be staying on board to run on the admin side of things, and Kieran moving to Red Bull. So this team also managed by Scott Larvin. The cars will be driven by Gregor and Caesar, who have proven, Caesar in particular proved he was a consistent point scorer while he was with Sauber last season. And now we've just got one team left. Now, Matt, I wonder who this last team could be. It wouldn't happen to be the Constructors' Champions by any chance, would it?
He might be, possibly. Yes, moving on to Mercedes, also managed by Scott Larvin. They are the only other team to keep their driver lineup from the end of last season. We've got the Talk of the Devil world champion, Callum, and also Steve Harrison there, looking to build from last season and also wanting to keep that Constructors' crown.
So there we go. Only two teams keeping their lineups from the end of last season. So who knows what's going to happen? But now, if memory serves me correctly, I think it's now time to get on to the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the awards section, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. So now it's been a great season with some real standout performers and performances throughout the grid, and all awards were voted on by the five administrators for the league, the two commentators being myself and Matt Dixon, and the driver of the season was voted on by everyone that is part of the league, past and present. So, Matt, over to you to present the first award of this evening.
Yes, without further ado, we get to this first award, and that is for the most improved driver of the season. So this is going to go to the driver that we've seen the biggest improvement from over the course of the year. 3 people were voted for this award. In joint second, with 1 vote each, is Willem and Gregor. But first award of the evening and the winner of the most improved driver of the season with 5 votes is Lee. So we're going to get Lee joining us, and I'm going to interview Lee. Good evening, Lee.
Good evening.
So you won the award for the most improved driver of the season. How do you feel?
I don't know, gobsmacked, to be honest. I didn't think I could do it.
Well, you certainly did improve as the season went on. But a lot of it was down to a lot of practice, wasn't it? You put in a lot of practice hours throughout the season.
Yeah, I sure did, yeah. Just practicing every day, trying to learn all my braking points, and it paid off.
It certainly did indeed. What was the highlight for you throughout the season?
I don't know, really. Probably moving from Williams to McLaren, I would say.
Yes, that was certainly a big move for you. And obviously, this season you're moving to Toro Rosso. What are you hoping to do this season?
Just keep improving, to be honest, mate.
Yeah. Well, I certainly do think it's possible. We had a good rivalry toward the end of the season with Gareth. Do you think that's going to continue throughout this season?
I sure hope so. Gareth's a good racer, so I really hope it does continue, yeah.
Good, excellent. Well, congratulations on winning the first award of the night, and good luck for the new season, Lee. And hopefully we might be able to interview for a podium at some point this season, which would be amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'd just like to say thanks to the team that's helped me through this, especially Joe and Callum for the support that they've given me throughout the season.
That is great to hear, Sully. Thanks very much for your time.
Yep, thank you.
Right, now on to the next award. Well, the next 2 awards, to be exact. These awards were put in just for a little bit of fun. I mean, you've got to have a couple of fun awards at these sort of gatherings. But this next award is one I'm pretty sure all of us can relate to in some way, shape, or form, and that is the driver that is most likely to rage quit. And the winner of that award is Gary Braddon. He is the most likely driver to rage quit. So, Matt, over to you for the next fun award.
Well, the next award, well done, Gary, by the way. Next award is to the driver who is most likely to spin their car around during a race. The winner, after much deliberation, goes to Mr. Stephen Harrison. Well done, Stephen.
Fantastic. But now, to take a page out of Mulan's playbook, it's time to get down to business and back to the serious awards. The next Talk the Devil award is for the drive of the season, and this award is for somebody who has stood out by having an outstanding race, whether they have dominated or whether they have fought through the field to get a great result or some other fashion of delivering a great performance. So, in third place, we have Joe for his fight back to second place after being spun out at the start of the Italian Grand Prix. In second with 2 votes, we have Mike for his great drive at Austria, starting on pole and winning the race with ease. But the winner of Drive of the Season is Gary Braddon for his unbelievable race at Singapore, where not only he started on pole position, but he dominated the race, lapping everyone in the field at the same time. And we're just going to get Gary in for the interview. And there we go. So, good evening, Gary.
Good evening, good evening.
So yeah, just a massive congratulations to you. You won Drive of the Season for your incredible performance in Singapore.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what do you feel was the key? What did you feel was the key to your success throughout that race?
Key to success, just trying not to make mistakes, but you know, it wasn't that easy.
Yeah, but do you have any other highlights?
I think if I made less mistakes, it would have been I would have had a better ending to the championship. But yeah, I think there was just too many mistakes. But next season there will be less.
Ooh, there you go. That's a warning shot from Gary right out of the gate. We haven't even started season 2 yet. But any other highlights for this season for you?
Sorry.
Are there any other highlights you have? Are there any other highlights you have from this season?
Not really. What can I think of? Singapore is best, my favorite track. Yeah, I think just Singapore.
So just the whole Singapore weekend in general, fantastic.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? So with just missing out on third place in the Drivers' Championship, how are you going to use that as motivation to help you improve for next season?
Definitely. No, definitely. I am motivated. I can't wait for next season. I'm ready to go. Even if we can start tonight, I'm ready. So, yeah.
That's great to hear. So, Gary, thanks very much for your time. And again, congratulations on winning the award.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Well done, Gary.
Thanks, man. Cheers. Thanks.
Yeah. So, Matt, over to you for the next award.
Yes, and the next award is for the overtake of the season. So whether that is the best pass in general, or also could be an important pass could have happened at that point. Few different overtakes we have here to consider. In third place, what was voted in third was the pass Steve made on Matt in Brazil, due to the importance of that move at the time. In second, with 2 votes, is Callum for his very brave move around the outside of Willem into the Escario chicane at Monza to take the lead early in the race. But the winner, it was a mad move, but it was perfectly executed in the end. It was a pass on Kieran at Japan, and the award goes to Mr. Stephen Harrison, second award of the night. Well done, Stephen.
Fantastic. And the only drawback with this is the fact that we don't actually have footage of that overtake, which is a real shame because from what I heard, it was an absolute barnstormer of a move. But nevertheless, the penultimate award for this evening goes to the team of the season. And in joint second place with 1 vote each is Ferrari and Force India. But the winners of Team of the Season with 5 votes, unsurprisingly, goes to Mercedes for such a consistent season all round. Congratulations, Mercedes, on Team of the Season.
Yes, well done, Mercedes. And now it's the award that everyone's been waiting for. It's the award for the driver of the season. It's been a fantastic first season for Talk of the Devil. A few people spring to mind for this award. Definitely a few deserving of it, but we had a clear top 3. Now, this award has been voted on by literally everyone in the league associated with the league. So that's both the commentators, that's myself and Fraser, all the admins and all the drivers have all had a say in this. So, in third place with 5 votes for driver of the season is Kieran. He had a very, very good season, consistent point scores, and very well-deserved third place. He had a brilliant season and has been rewarded with a promotion to Red Bull as well. With 6 votes, second place went to Willem. He's done a brilliant job this season, and now he's got a full-time seat. He could be one to watch next season, and I particularly remember a brilliant drive to 4th place in Canada that he had. Absolutely brilliant drive in the Williams. But with a massive 13 votes, our first ever Talk of the Devil driver of the season is, unsurprisingly, Mr. Callum Harrod. He only got 2 pole positions all season, but he scored points in 18 out of the 20 races. It's incredible consistency. And he actually had 18 in a row. It was only the last 2 races he didn't score, but by then, both drivers and the Constructors' Championship were already wrapped up. He had podiums in 8 out of the first 10 races, and he secured the Drivers' Championship in Japan, and later on the team won the Constructors' Championship in Mexico. Joe was also instrumental in helping this team with some great drives earlier in the season. And Callum is a really good example, perfect example really, of consistent point scoring to take a dominant win in the championship this season. And I believe Mr. Callum Harrod is with us on this chat. Good evening, Callum.
Good evening. How are we all?
Very, very
well,
good.
thanks. Yeah. So, Callum, massive congratulations. Drivers' champion, Constructors' champion, and finishing it off with driver of the season. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's amazing, to be fair. I do want to thank everyone that voted for me. It does mean a lot.
So, any highlights from this season that stand out for you?
There's a couple in there. I mean, like getting off to the perfect start of the season out in Australia, getting pole and then the win. Good battles with Steve at Mexico. That was really good fun. Good fight back at France after getting spun out in the first lap, dropping down to sort of 18th, 19th, and then coming back to win the race. And commentating, actually, Brazil, that was quite a highlight for me. That was good fun.
Ah, yes, I definitely enjoyed that. Very colourful commentary, might I add.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I did hear some. I did hear some rather colourful language there from you, Callum. What was your favourite race of the year?
It's a difficult one. You know, I really enjoyed France fighting my way up through all the traffic to get back to take the win. Well, I think really it'd have to be Mexico. The battle that I had with Steve, in the last sort of 10, 15 laps was just unreal. So yeah, definitely my favourite there.
Excellent. And obviously looking forward to season 2. You're going to be wanting to retain both crowns, most definitely. Looking at the field, looking at the driver lineups, who do you reckon is going to be your closest competition?
I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, Kieran's proved that he's a very good racer when he was racing at Force India, now Racing Point. So he's now moved to Red Bull, so he's definitely going to be up there. Gary, like he said earlier on in his interview, he made a lot of mistakes last season, and if he can avoid those mistakes going into season 2, he's definitely going to be there or thereabouts. Matt Ashman, he's a good racer. He'll be up there. Steve, my teammate, he'll be up there as well. So I think it could be sort of really close at the top. But I'm confident that I keep putting in the practice, keep being as consistent as I have been this year, and I'll be right up there again.
That's great to hear, sir. And as we head towards season 2, which is just a few weeks away, How have you been preparing for season 2?
Just been playing a bit of F119 really, just having a little bit of a practice on each of the tracks. But I think it's important from sort of now onwards to sort of really focus on Australia and get myself 100% prepared to go in and hopefully pick up the win.
Well, that's fantastic. So yeah, Callum, thanks very much for your time, and again, massive congratulations on what's been a dominant season all round.
Thank you, and thank you again for everyone that voted on me.
That's great. Yeah. Whew. Wow. So there we go, man. That's it. That's the awards out of the way. Oh, what a night it's been. But that's not all, folks. We still have a few things left to do. You're probably wondering, when does season 2 get underway? Well, me and Matt have all the details on how to get ready for season 2. Next week is going to be our Academy selection race, which is going to take place at the Paul Ricard circuit in France.
It is indeed. And then the following weekend, we are going to be racing in Australia. First race of the brand new season, which I, for one, cannot wait for.
Yeah, but I believe the 27th is actually the pre-season testing for the main Talk of the Devil League.
Yes, I apologise. I'll get my weekends muddled up. Yes, 27th we've got pre-season testing for the main league in preparation for the league starting the following week.
Indeed, yeah, and so you can mark it in your diaries, folks. August the 3rd is when Talk of the Devil Season 2 gets underway, and we're going to be starting, as always, in Australia, and that is going to be, if last season's season opener was anything to go by, I think we're going to be in for another epic season opener. So, any closing words from you, Matt?
Bring on season 2. I can't wait. It's just going to be a great season.
Yeah, can't wait. And so, who knows what season 2 is going to have in store. So, thanks very much to everyone who watched tonight, and to take a page out of Max's playbook, roll on season 2, and I'll see you guys next week for the Academy selection race. Until then, it's good night. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everyone.